as you're building your Power Apps, you're going to need to input buttons. And so today we're going to talk about just how to put in different types of buttons on pre-established graphics. So let's say that your graphics it's not good enough just to have these graphics. You want to spice it up a little bit. Well, you can do that by drawing out what the graphic design looks like in another application and importing that as an image into your environment. So you can literally take any type of image and spruce up your Power App. So stay tuned. We're going to jump right into how to create clickable images here within your environment. So stay tuned. Okay, so this is an image that I imported in, and you can see here a green circle right here. It's just a PNG file that I created in another app, and I just pulled in. As you can see, this is the same thing. This is another PNG file. So there's lots of places that create great content from a graphic perspective, or you may be that artist. So you can import this data easily at any time. So once you have it imported, let's go ahead and take a look at some of the things related to this. Some of the things related to this button arrangement here. First of all, it's important to note that this is in a container. Now, why is it in a container? A container allows you to move that content around easily within the environment. And then, of course, each one of those is a different image, right, that I've grouped into that container. So I can move all three of them around. I can shrink this. I can do all types of things that I want to this container. Now, notice here when I move that over, it does not move the content inside. So you have to actually go in and move this content and reduce its size if you want within the container. So that's just something that I've done. But let's go ahead and take a look at the buttons and how we make these. Now that we've got these cool graphics in, how do we make these clickable, right? If clickable is even a word. Well, we have a couple options here. First of all, we can put a button over the top, an image. In this case, I just clicked on button, and I just kind of clicked on button here. I expanded it out, as you can see right here. And then I went in here and I changed the color to transparent. I changed the color here to transparent. And I also went down here, which you can't see because my screen's off. But there's a hover. It's just right in this section right here. Hover color. And I set that to transparent. And then I went up here and I changed this value here. I could put button here if I wanted to. And now you can see where it says button. So all I did was put this over here and change the properties so that when you're clicking on it, you're really just selecting. So let's go ahead and see what that does. You're selecting. Now notice when I select it that it's going to hide the button for a minute. See that? Now, and then I just have it going to Google. So why is that? Why did it hide the button? Well, it hid the button because it's a square that's sitting over the top. Notice its action here. It's a square that's sitting on top of it, and so it hides the button. So for some use, that's really great. We want to be able to do that. I've also created a button here that doesn't do anything. So notice when I get to the button, notice the arrow stays, whereas this one turns into a hand. This one does not. Now, let's take a look and see why there's a difference there. First of all, the button action itself, just in case you know, this is just a simple launch into Google. But here, let's take a look at this one. So I went ahead and selected the image, not the circle. The circle is the background in this, but I selected the image in here and I added the launch command to it. Now, I could put a hover color. Again, I apologize. You can't see that. I could put a hover color in there as well if I wanted to. But I don't have that button action here because I've just basically added a launch command to the on select here. So it's really dependent on how you want the application to look and feel. Now, this happens to be a square button. You can create, as you know, different types of buttons. I could go in here and create a circle if I wanted to within, within the app here. So I can just go down here and I can create, let's just see a circle here. Takes a little bit to get down. I don't know why they put them at the very bottom, but let's say I want to put a circle here. Okay. Now I can enable this as a button as well if I want. So there's just, and I could set fade up for it and things like that. So there's just lots of different things that you can do to create these buttons over the top of existing images.